Finally, the carver rested. He grew a mountain crowned with clouds by the river, and leaned against its side to sleep. Ages passed, and the sand settled into his work, and all the land was still.
Rattlesnake was a vain and ugly creature. He crawled in dark places and avoided the other desert animals. He was lonely but refused to act like it. One day, while sitting under a rock and wishing to be happy, he saw a desert runner sprinting past. "Wait," it called to the bird. "I have a favor to ask of you."
Well, 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 never seen your face before. Can't say I like it. Listen up, Dogface. There are two rules in Bone Town. Number one, Mayor Eswin's law is absolute. Number two, if you don't like rule number one, then you'd better get your ass out of town. Now go meet the mayor yourself. He likes to know what the kobolds kick in from the wastes, especially with the families running wild. Don't test me, Dogface. This is Whitestone, and you deal with the boss, or you wind up in the snake tail. He's not from around here. A city boy born and raised in Myria. Came to seek fortune, but landed in Apatia right when Motus Mining caught their losses. You'd think he'd wither in this desert, but it was his idea to bring in the mercenaries. With Mayor Eswin in Whitestone, we have a fighting chance. People call it Bone Town because of the pale rocks jutting up from the sand. And because of the death rate. Miners. And they used to make a good living too, back when Motus Mining had its teeth in Apatia. But when Motus pulled out, the money dried up. Now most of them are criminals. A nasty lot. The Zungars are the worst. The Darkvari and the Sinrig know Lyanna's dance as well. There's plenty of them. Just ask Kara, or walk a few paces out of Whitestone in any direction. Sometimes they even come into town. A few weeks ago, I caught a bandit trying to slip into the mayor's window. Fool. He's been locked up in a cage ever since. As an example. Simpesta Lyanna was first sworn. They called her the Desert Runner, and you do well to learn her ways out here. He's a dangerous man, and he'll stop at nothing to bring ruin to Whitestone. Luckily, the mayor knows how to deal with crooks like Scoria.
So damn. Don't drink the river water, they say. That Zangar family's vicious, like dogs on a corpse. Be on your guard. No loitering. Keep the streets clear. Yeah? That Zangar family's vicious. Those gnomes sure know how to wreck a place.
No time for conversation. I'm on the job. Nothing to tell, really. My wife and I lived in Rathir, until we had to take work elsewhere. She in the army and me with this rough outfit. I hate being apart. What's there to say? It's an unfortunate affair. I don't foresee anyone coming out the better for it. I only hope that many return from the front lines unharmed. Same as any place else, in my opinion. I just stick to the job. Guard, train, and rough up anyone who gets in the way of the mayor's plans.
Hello? Don't kill me, please! Just a little Whitestone humor for you. Maybe it's not for everybody. My name's Varric Dunbert, in my trade selling. We get a quirky collection of goods in town these days. You're welcome to it. Honestly? Well, I'm not sure what to make of that one. He's certainly got clean hands for someone in Apatir. Rumor has it he's city-bred. Have you seen his cottage? It is more rooms than a flophouse. Oh, don't you break into a sweat over the Sinriks and the Zungars. Good people. At least they were back in the days of the cart and shovel. Now they make their living with the sword. Can't say I blame them. Not after what the gnomes did to us. Some say they're not criminals, despite the mayor's proclamations. I'll refrain from judging. You're right, I see pretty much everything and everyone that comes in and out of Whitestone. And we do get our share of eccentric visitors. Just the other day, I noticed a real sorrowful-looking Alfar lurking around the tavern. I don't mind them. In fact, think Mitharu, that sun camp, is just down the road. Without their merchants, the people of Whitestone would starve to death. We don't get many supplies from the city, and there's no work to be done in trade. Honest thieves, one man's opinion. Come again.
Good day. You're probably wondering what I'm doing here. Well, if you're fond of a good story, lend me your ear. I won't disappoint. I'll try to keep it short, even though I've got all the time in the world for embellishment. Yes, I'm still here. Disappointed? Me too. What did I do? Nothing. I just happened to bear the name Darkvari, a crimen upper-tier in these trying times. The mayor's blade seized me at the gates of Edessa. Here's the trick of it. I was leaving home, slipping free of my familial bondage. I'm no thug. I am guilty of but one crime only: stealing a girl's heart. Her name is Hrindi Zungar, and at this very moment she waits for me with no word of my whereabouts. Please, stranger, will you help me? She is the sun that comes to warm me every morning. We met a short time ago, mere weeks, but true love has no memory of time. Yes, Zungars and Darkvari aren't exactly kin. In fact, they're sworn enemies and rivals. Imagine how powerful they'd be if they shared blood instead of spilled it. I knew I liked you, from the moment I laid eyes on you through these enormous iron bars. Getting the key won't be easy. Bjorn, the head of their mercenaries, carries it on his person. I wouldn't want to be the one who has to rifle through his pockets. Bjorn's men are ridiculously loyal. Try to catch him alone, out of the friendly eye. If you don't, our little agreement will end up rather short-lived. I am no one of consequence, something the guards in Whitestone failed to realize. However, if you ask my father, he'd take my side. I'm a complete disappointment. Sinriks, Darkvari, Zungars, and Scorias, all bastards. Not half as bad as these guards. They can't catch all of us, and we can't kill all of them. I care not for stale poison. I doubt the Zungars and Darkvari even know why they're angry. It's an old hatred, old as the Red Stone. Hrindi and I want none of it. I've promised to rescue Hrindi from her family's life of corruption. She deserves more than a shack along the snake tail. She deserves Sky Blossom, whispers. I've been in this cage for weeks, but Hrindi will wait. We swore an oath to each other. Look, I'm in a cage in the middle of this town. What do you want me to say? I'm not really in a good position to talk about it right now.
Keep your eyes open.
Over here. You there. You look like you could use... That didn't sound quite right. Let me try again. Are you interested in some work? If so, the mayor of Whitestone is hiring. The work is bloody, but what work isn't nowadays? Go check the bone wall. There's something there for everyone. The bone wall is where we post bounties and contracts. I'm sure you can guess how it got its name. I don't know much about it. Mayor Eswin brought me and Bjorn down first, out of Ironfast Keep. The pay is weak, but so is the enemy. If I were you, I'd stay in town, avoid the wastes. The desert is crawling with kobolds, and just about every human you find out there is going to want a piece of you. Not a weakling in the bunch. Every one of them with a thirst for combat. They'd kill you for a single coin. In a way, it's almost impressive. The Zungars are the worst, but the Darkvari and Sinriks aren't much better. Don't worry about the Scorias. They're everywhere, but harmless. like roaches. The Zungars killed the first group of mercenaries that Eswin hired. Raided Whitestone the very next day. We've held them off for a while now, but they're tough, even for Warsworn. The Sinriks are handsome boys, despite their ways. They always give me a smile from afar, too scared to get close. The Darkvari are a miserable lot, but don't let the rags and rusty daggers fool you. What they lack in skill, they make up for in brute force. Ah, so you've been talking to Bjorn, have you? I'm not that interested in the Warsworn stories. I much prefer the pay. You'll have to talk to Mayor Eswin about the Scorias. He asked us to focus on the other families first. So long. Over here.
If you have any information about the Scoria family, mind yourself.
Welcome to the Thirsty Wench. I'm Bera Grastar, owner, innkeep, and namesake. We don't get many strangers in Whitestone, at least not since Motus pulled out and the mercenaries dug in. What can I get you? Same old faces, same old troubles. Whitestone hasn't changed much since the gnomes left us to the wastes. The mercenaries are new and good for business. We do have a few visitors, Alpha and a traveller to boot. I'd better watch out or the thirsty wench is going to get all respectable. Yeah, they come into town every so often, looking to socialise, I guess. Best keep your eyes on your belongings. There's a whole camp of them east of here near the cliffs. I think they call it Sun Camp. That was a joke. Sure, we've got a few available, but they'll cost you. Nothing comes cheap in Whitestone. It's your choice. Not many places to sleep in Whitestone where the rats won't get at you. Barely worth my breath, those bastards. Tell me, is it right to build a town and then suddenly leave it to rats? I don't think so either. The gnomes of Motus Mining have the people's hopes to answer for. They know better than to ever show their faces in Apatir again. Not everyone in Apatir worked for one of the big mining families, but most of them did. And when the work dried up, they stayed with their crews. Only now they're robbing travellers and kidnapping merchants instead of digging. Only thing we dig in Whitestone these days are graves. You mean Steg? He's a good kid. Dumb as a plank, but sweet as they come. I really hope he gets out soon so he and Rindy can be together. He's fine as far as nobles go, although he doesn't exactly fit in around here. He lacks that important layer of filth that comes from growing up in Apatir. Don't tell anyone, but I've run out of meat to serve the customers. If these louts find out, they're liable to start a riot. Do you have any meat with you? I'll pay you good money for it. Okay, I guess that's better than nothing. I don't care where you get it, as long as it smells like meat when I place it over the fire. Hurry up with some meat, or it'll be my bones they'll be eating.
Don't drink the river water. They say it's been fouled. Mayor Eswin isn't paying me enough for this.
Hey!
Are they giving you a hard time around here too? Whitestone, a boot full of vipers, this place. Can't stand it. And after everything we've done for them down in Sun Camp, you'd think they'd be more appreciative. And starvation's too good for the mayor, I say. It wasn't my life plan to become a traveler, believe me. But sometimes necessity is the only star you follow. My parents were miners and worked themselves to the bone to provide. When the Terrenium dried up, so did they, you could say. I didn't want to leave Apatir, so I stayed. He's as corrupt as they come, but I shouldn't be one to speak, not with my associations. Still, it's one thing to say you're a crook, and another to pretend you're not. Some of us join because we have to. Others expect it to be an adventure. We're a patchwork, really, a glorious patchwork of imperfection. It's a good town, or it was before the Motus disaster and the mercenaries. I have fond memories of Whitestone. I used to buy candy at Varric's place. Simpler times. You don't look like one of Eswin's ruffians. No, you look different, which is a good thing in this sun-blasted nothing. All right, I'll tell you. Our friend the mayor has something stashed up in his house, something worth a fortune. Can you believe that? There's something of actual value in Whitestone. I've been sent to get it, but I can't seem to find a way in. Until inspiration strikes, I'm waiting here, keeping the ale busy. We're travelers by affiliation, but we specialize in fair exchange of goods and services. Not to say we won't steal, it's just not our stock and trade. You'll find us east of here, past the old Motus Mining Headquarters building, just shy of the seaside cliffs. You should stop by, it's quite a view. Silly question. Who doesn't hate the mayor? We travellers had a good thing going here in Whitestone. The people came to us for their needs. We had a relationship. Now Mayor Eswin says trading with travellers is illegal, and as a result the folks of Apatir won't touch us. I'm surprised they even let me into town without a fight. You're welcome to give it a go, but I can't promise you'll get anywhere. That old mansion was built by the gnomes back when they first settled the village. It's got more hidden corners than a spider web. I doubt old Eswin's even seen all of it. I doubt the old mayor has either. Maybe I'll show some initiative eventually. Until then, you're welcome to make us both look good. The doors are locked, so I'm guessing there are keys required. That's usually how the arrangement works. Bye.
Mayor Eswin isn't paying me enough for this.
What is it? Can't you see I'm celebrating? That's right. Raise a glass, friend. Let's make a toast to cowards. I've made a choice, you see. After much deliberation and many pines, I've decided to disobey my direct superiors and not perform my duties. To the fires with orders. I am finished delivering death notices. I've seen the faces of the war dead. I've no desire to look into the eyes of their loved ones. I volunteered to be a messenger, to bring death notices from the War Council to the families of the deceased. I thought it would be welcome respite from the war, but it's been its own kind of hell. I got through some of them, but by the time I reached Apatir, I was done. You would do that? It would keep me from getting discharged, for I'm not going back. Here are the death notices. Take this medicine as well. I have my own right here. Ironic, isn't it? I can face the enemy, but I can't face the families of those who fought beside me. Pathetic. Your energy will not be spent in vain. I will pay you well to do this for me, but the road will be long and fraught with grief. Tell them what you want. Won't change what has happened. Their sons and daughters are gone. No one can soften that blow. I walk the wall of Melsenshire. Do you know what that's like? The silence breathes. The shadows move. Every night is a lifetime. No drink can drown those memories. What's there to say? The Tuatha just keep growing. People of Apatir care. They've got their own problems. This village is as good as any. I've seen many such places, all of them ravaged by the war, all of them feeling the distant decay of the Tuatha. There is no escape. Goodbye.
Stay out of trouble. Hey, blasted desert air. I miss the coast.
Stand right there. Let me take a look at you. Filthy, weary, lonely, but special, that's for certain. We don't see folks like you in Whitestone very often. I'm Mayor Eswin Elfhelm, and I'm the closest thing to a friend you've got around here. Some call it war. I call it survival. The Motor's mining interest left an empty throne when it abandoned Apotir, and now everyone wants that power. The people here, the decent, honest, hard-working people of Apotir, have been through enough. Starvation, humiliation. They needed a leader, one who cares. My goals are simple. To stop the warring in Whitestone, and to rescue it from the brink of extinction. And you can help me. What do you say? Partners? I like you. You're not a fool. Want to know what you're getting into? Well, I think big, but I'm smart enough to start small. I need a person who can do both. I want you to acquire something for me. Something that rightfully belongs to me. It's your decision to make. But let me give you a word of advice. There's a war going on, and you best decide whose side you're on. What about it? There's a man named Adolf Scoria, patriarch of the most prominent mining family in Apotir. Months ago, I bought his family mine. It wasn't cheap. Now Adolf refuses to surrender the property. In fact, he's gone into hiding and won't meet with me. I need you to acquire what is legally mine. The deed to his claim. Modus Mining stored all the records in its old headquarters east of the village. But the building has long since been overrun. Get that deed, and we're in business. Probably in that relic of a building that was once Motus headquarters, now a haven for thugs and criminals, near the cemetery to the east. My given name is Eswin Elfhelm, but people around here call me Mayor Eswin. They're simple people, that's why I like them. I grew up in the old main city of Myria, west of here. I'd never worked a full day in my life. I'm certainly making up for it now. I sleep 1-2 hours a night. This little town was the heart of the boom, the engine that drove the rise of Edessa. But in business, every boom is followed by the eventual bust. The gnomes moved out. With the gnomes went the gold, and with the gold went the jobs. Whitestone has been a shell of itself since. But I seek to change all that. Terrenium. It's the only reason the gnomes ever graced it here with their presence. Normally they'd find the climate too dry. They like their beards curly. Motus Mining settled Whitestone, built all the mines and relocated the families. Once they'd taken what they came for, they vanished almost overnight. Disgraceful. Once the Terrenium ran out, they moved on. Gnomes don't care for the welfare of other races. They're hoping we'll kill each other off. Save them the trouble. My home. A lifetime ago, it seems. The port was nice. The smell of fish near the harbor was offensive. You'd have a hard time finding anything that resembles Myria here in Detir. There are 4 mining families. The Darkvari, the Sinriks, Zungars, and the Scorias. When the gnomes departed, so did the jobs. There was nothing for the miners left behind. Starvation, desperation, well, they change people. Most of the miners in Apotir kept their sanity, even when they lost everything else. But the others, they turned to banditry. The usual: theft, kidnapping, murder. You'd best stick close to Whitestone. You're an easy target. The Sinrig boys think this is a game. They're laughing now, but we'll see how they like the taste of their own ruthlessness. They're the 2nd oldest family in Apotir, and they're headed for a prison, or the graveyard. The Darkvari were hit hardest by Modus's relocation. The young men and women watched the elders and children waste away. Now they're all that's left. Sad story, isn't it? Doesn't excuse their lawlessness. Liars, thieves, and scum. Let's hope they never take control of Apotir. It would take quite a bit to convince me the Zongars weren't criminals from the start. It's probably no surprise the worst miners of Apotir make the best brigands. An obstacle in the way of progress. The old man still believes that Apotir can come back from its decline by force of will. Typical of a miner. Keeps digging away.
What are you looking at? Stay out of trouble.
Yes, what is it? We're not supposed to speak with the citizens. I'm here to protect, not to... Joanne? You mean... my wife has died? I knew she sailed for Cluricon, but we got so little news here in Apotyr. I told her the war wouldn't last. I insisted. And as usual, I was wrong. My wife was beautiful. She deserved better. I only wish I could have given it to her. I only wish I could have been there for her in the end. Thank you for telling me. Joanne never wanted children. She said it was too harsh a world for young ones. Said we should use our lives to make a difference. I have to believe she was right. The army rejected me on account of my missing toes. So I came here to make extra coin while Joanne was away. To wait for her. Now it seems I'll wait forever.
Desert Runner stopped. She had never heard Rattlesnake speak before. His voice was a slow, nasty hiss, and that greatly disturbed Desert Runner. Please, Desert Runner, my voice is harsh, and yours is so pretty. You are so fast and so much braver than me. Can you bring me a voice like yours? Desert Runner thought for a moment and then said, I will lend you some of my voice and put it in your tail. That is why the rattlesnake clicks.
Hello there. Normally I'd be seeking help with some of our mercenary contracts, but it looks like you've collected. I'll leave you to your work then. Impressive. You know how to get the job done. We could use more like you. Of course, with the Zungars gone, our fight may soon be over. Here's your pay. So long.
A stranger, not a laborer by your main. An adventurer. Deserter, maybe. Gaze does not suggest you've seen war. What is needed? My time with Mortis mining left me the wiser in terms of potion craft. Most of my spare time is spent experimenting with new reagent combinations. I dare not taste many of these potions on myself. You are welcome to buy some off me if you wish. Can't say I blame them for seeking richer veins. It's rather disappointing that they don't deem it necessary to maintain my offices, however. This city is built around a single priority:
the preservation of knowledge. That, above all else, must be upheld.
Goodbye.
What is it? Can't you see I'm busy? If you're from the village, you can tell Mayor Eswin that I'm not interested in any other deals he may wish to offer. This discovery belongs to everyone, and it will not be used to further one man's agenda. I was a scholar from Otis mining interests, one of 6. 4 of the others died from exposure to poisonous fumes. And the last, he took his own life in the snaketail, filled his pockets with terrenium and sunk like a stone. Now it's just Guyan and me, working as we did ages ago in training. It's not a bad life, although the rat meat leaves one wanting. My closest confidant. One who enjoys investigating the world's darker mysteries. He's downstairs. I let him start a laboratory there after they ejected him from Edessa. It is not the only mining concern in Edessa, but it is the only one that matters. Our efficiency is legendary, as is our disregard for human life. I will carry the shame of what happened here to my grave, but I will speak no more of it. My every breath is given to rectifying the mistakes that were made. Goodbye. Is this of any importance? Why, yes! I most certainly am! Fascinating. You seem to have stumbled upon the Commonite all on your own. Well done, my friend! Well done! If I find enough samples of this incredible resource, it may just be enough to convince Motus to return. If they do, that means Apotir has a fighting chance. Carry on with your search. My research suggests that the veins run beneath all of Apotir, so I would search the mines. Of course, you're the one who would confirm whether my research is accurate. Goodbye.
Not here for experiments. Walked in too boldly. My subjects don't carry such demeanor. What do you need? Goodbye. Greetings to the inquisitive traveler. Goodbye.
You're not supposed to be sniffing around over here. Go on, get. Working down here in Apotir is the best job I've ever had. All I've got to do is stand in this spot dawn to dusk and make sure the riffraff don't enter. A boggart could do it. I've seen many villages beyond hope, but none so far gone as Whitestone. It would be better left to the dust. We've got your usual drunks, thieves and killers. Most of them are from Whitestone, but a few hail from the outlying mines. Too bad you're not permitted inside. You might pick up a useful skill or two. Anything to survive in Apotir. The gnomes carved the place to pieces and then picked up and left before the dust hit the ground. They took everything, left nothing. Let me work.
Hi there. I've been following your progress. From a safe distance, of course. Can I have the document now? What will I give you? You're thinking like a traveler after all. Very good. Isn't that the way of Whitestone? Everyone has to get paid. So what do you want? It's not your concern. Acquiring it was the important thing. Now that it's safe, it needs to be given to the proper parties so it can be destroyed. So, you read the document, did you? Bad idea. I was supposed to get it out of here without anyone ever seeing it. Job well done, Lena. The Travelers weren't responsible for what happened in the Snake Tail. It was the gnomes. We helped prevent a panic. Imagine what would have happened if the people of Whitestone had found out the truth. Apotir would be in even worse shape than it is now. You're just going to hand over that piece of paper for free? You wouldn't last a day in the Travelers, my friend. But I guess that's for the best. Here, you have to take something for your trouble. Go on, have some of my stuff. I can always get more. Or steal it. See you.
The bird turned to leave, but again Rattlesnake stopped her. I'm sorry to trouble you again, Desert Runner, but your patterns are so beautiful and my scales are plain. Can you bring me a pattern like yours? I will paint on your back with my feet, Desert Runner said. That is why Rattlesnake is decorated with diamonds.
Keep your eyes open. Careful out there.
Well done. Now, you've done me this one favor. Let's finish what we've started. Before I can leave this cursed desert, I need several things. First, I need to fetch the item that will finance our new life in Odessa, our nest egg. It is an heirloom that has been in the Darkvari family for generations. Then I need you to find Hrindi and bring her to me at our old meeting place in Snaketail Canyon. Please, you must do this for me. For us. Thank you. I can't be seen around Whitestone, not after what we've done. Go to Darkvari Mine and get my things. I'll be waiting for you down in Snaketail Trench. Go! You mean Bone Town? Not my favorite place in the world, if you couldn't tell. If the heat doesn't kill you, the guards might. They're not as bad as some think, but worse than you'd imagine. I have the scars to prove it, unfortunately.
Careful out there.
Hello. You don't know me, but I've been following you. My name's Hrindi. That parchment you carry, it belongs to me, as Steg always meant it to be a wedding gift. Now, if you please, hand it over. Don't ever speak my name aloud. I hate hearing it. Zungar. It's a sound of retching, of a man's skull cracking beneath a blow. Every time I hear it, I cringe. Soon I will have a new name to go with my new life. You heard it right. There's no love lost between the families of Darkvari and Zungar. But show me a close family in Apotir and I'll show you a gnome with a conscience. What about him? I've met hundreds of men more to my liking. Possesses the Darkvari map. Once I learned Steg had it, I knew I had to act. I was willing to do anything, even marry the idiot. That's right. The fabled treasure map of the Darkvari family. With it, I can build a new life, shed my Zungar name, and start all over again. You heard it right. There's no love lost between the That's right. The fabled treasure map of the Darkvari family. With it, I can build a new life, shed my Zungar name, and start all over again. You're a good one. You know your place, just like Steg. This map is my way out of this barren hell. Here's a little payment for your trouble. There's no future for me here. I've known that since I first laid eyes on the endless mine that is my family's namesake. There's more out there than Apatir. He's a sweet boy, but young, and woefully misguided. One day he will understand, as I do, how cold the world can be. I'm doing him a favor by leaving. The Zungar name cuts me like a dagger. I've never been able to escape its edge. All I've ever wanted is a chance to live a life without it. Steg's love almost changed that, but I could never allow someone to get close enough to hurt me. Not after what I've been through. Hello. That parchment you carry, it belongs to me. Soon I will have a new... You heard it right. What about once I learned Steg had it? Perhaps I did. But he won't be able to care for me. He can hardly care for himself. Look how easily he was captured. Oh, but perhaps you're right. He doesn't deserve this, not from me. There are few gentle souls left in Apatir. I'd hate to kill the last. I'll face the world alone, then. Our business is finished. It's best if both of us leave Apatir. There's no future for me. He's a sweet boy, but young. The Zungar. Steg's love almost changed that, but I could never allow someone to get...
Hey,
Hey there, how can I help? I thought I could smell meat on you. Thanks a lot. You really helped me out. Come back. I thought I could smell meat on you. Thanks a lot. You really helped me out. Come back any time, and I'll buy more meat off of you. Mayor Eswin should leave them alone. That's about all I have to say about it. The Scorias are family to everyone in Whitestone.
Hello. Things in Whitestone are looking up. We're getting a handle on these outlaws. Believe me, not bad. The Darkvari aren't icy killers like the Zungar, but they can handle their own, as can you. Bad. I think Sinric once had a heart for me, until I lopped off 2 of his fingers. You did the right thing. Here's your pay. So long. Things in Whitestone are looking up. So long.
Well done. I was worried the Zungar boys might give you a bit of trouble. I was right about you. I have an eye for promise, you know. Prospecting, as the locals would call it. I've noticed your weapons. I assume you know how to use them? It's a pity, but the only way to clean up Whitestone will be to get them dirty. We've received news that Adath Scoria might be hiding out with the Sinric family in their old Terrenium quarry. Get down there and take a look. See what you can see. The quarry is very near, and the canyon to the south. It's the most important facility in Apotir. Not a piece. It's a pity the Sinric family won't. The quarry. It's a pity the Sinric. The quarry is very near, and the canyon to the south. It's the most important facility in Apotir. Not a piece of ore can be refined without it. It's a pity the Sinric family won't let anyone inside. It's the processing facility for all ore leaving Apotir. The gnomes built it soon after they completed their headquarters. The Sinric family has run it ever since.
Mind yourself.
haven't laid eyes on Hrindi, have you? She is bright, graceful, like an oasis on a summer's day. I was sure she would be here. She said the stars themselves wouldn't wait as long as she would. What do you mean she's gone? Was her fear too great? Did she choose to stay behind? I had a feeling this would happen. In the end, I couldn't make her happy. I knew it. Ever since we met, I've had a feeling that one so enchanted could never belong to one man. And what kind of man was I? All that time in the cage, I convinced myself of something that never really was. Your help, your friendship, was worth more than gold. Please, keep the parchment. It is a map drafted by my grandfather. It reveals the locations of all the Darkvari hordes in Apotir.
What are you doing all the way down here? You'd think the Sinrics would be enough to keep anyone away. We have no leaders here. We are a family. I speak for the miners of Scoria only because I'm tired of the treatment and I care not if I live or die. To the fires with the Darkvari, the Sinrics, and the Zungars. They chose their paths, as we did Scoria's. There is still such a thing as pride, as dignity. I was born and raised in these shafts and tunnels. The gnomes gave my people hope, only to turn their backs on us in our time of greatest need. Yes, I know what you're thinking. What am I doing here? You should try living in a village where the mayor wants you dead. The miners of Apotir know Sinric Quarry well. It's a second home to most of us, where we once extracted Tyrenium and exported it to Odessa. While I don't agree with what the Sinrics are doing to survive, I do... Yes, I know what you're thinking. The miners of Apotir know Sinric Quarry well. While I don't agree with what the Sinrics are doing to survive, I do respect their refusal to back down. What has that snake told you? That I sold him Scoria mine? I would never do such a thing. Just because he lives in the mayor's house doesn't mean he's a man of honor. Came here 6 months ago saying he was going to revitalize Whitestone. Ever since, my people have been captured or killed by his marauding hired swords. I remember when my uncles brought me to see it for the first time. Not long after the gnomes hired Papa Kester to be the first of our foremen. I found it beautiful. We have mined it for decades. No new mayor is going to take from us what has been earned through sweat and heartache. Before the recent ordeal, Whitestone was more than a village. It was a community. We cared for one another. We worked through our challenges together. An agent of that snake Eswin, no doubt. You're not the first one he sent to scare me from my mine. I'll tell you what I've told the rest. That claim is Scoria property. You can kill me, but it won't matter. Politicians come and go, they follow the money. But a man protecting his land will never leave it. You tell him that. If you wish to do the right thing, and there is a right thing, meet me later. I'll be staying with allies in Whitestone. It's the last place Eswin would look. Together you and I can save Apotir. I'm in hiding from Eswin's hired swords, men and women like you. But I can see that you're a reasonable person. Do the right thing. Come see me again.
My calculations were correct. A vein of Culminate runs beneath us, and there's no telling how far it stretches. Do you know what you've done? You've rescued Apotir! Take this gold. It's nothing compared to the reward that's coming. A rebirth of a region. Motis mining interests will learn not to disregard Ruin Emus. With the samples you provided, I am so close. A few more tests, and my research will be complete.
Greetings to the Inquisitive Traveler. Goodbye.
Be on your guard.
Well, you wouldn't return unless you had something to tell me, am I right? So rude. I should have expected that. I don't think you understand. The days of the family mines are over. A new order has come to Apotir. The Darkvari, Sinrix, and the Zongers. I will deal with them in time. But the Scorias, they are different. They have the people's respect, and that is powerful. Listen to me carefully. If you walk away from this, from me, you will no longer be welcome in Whitestone. So tell me, friend, are we still partners? Do you have any choice? You just wait. Without me, without Whitestone, Apotir will continue to dry up like the husk it's become. But we can stop it. We organize all the claims under single ownership. Mine, and work with the gnomes to get the ore flowing again. Prosperity will return, and with it, the people. This is a decision you will regret. You have my word on that. Such stupidity. You are no longer welcome in this house. And I best not see you in my town. Now leave, or else.
Hey there. I'm at your service, friend. Take a look at the merchandise and let me know what you think. He's nothing more than a bully and a tyrant. Burn the mayor and his selfish claims to Whitestone. What can I say? He's an old friend, one of the oldest. The Scorias have done more than anyone for this town. Without them, Whitestone would be a festering ditch. No one from the outside could understand what we've been through, with the gnomes and now the mayor. It's time for the people of Whitestone to forge their own destiny. Come again.
You came back? I'd hoped to the heavens, but... well, it's hard to trust hope when you've lost everything. I have a proposition for you, if you're willing to take a risk to do what's best for the people of Apotyr. Our family mine is all we have left, and Eswin wishes to take that from us as well. He knows, as I do, that Scoria Mine still bleeds the valuable ore, and he wants it. The reason is simple. Eswin is an outsider, yet he wishes to steal all that the people of Apotyr have built, have slaved over. He has no right to this land. Don't you see? At heart, down deep beneath the finery and heavy pockets, he is a common criminal, a thug like his men. Go to the mine and recover a sample of Tyrenium and bring it back to me. Sounds like a simple task, doesn't it? You just wait. Take this ring. It is a Scoria family heirloom. It will help earn my cousin's trust. They guard the mine from bandits and mercenaries. It is across the trench near the empty old Motus headquarters. You'll find my cousins inside. They stay in the mine to defend it against Eswin's thugs. You must do what is just. End Eswin's reign. Go to Scoria and bring me the sample. Make Apotyr live again. It is across the trench near the empty old Motus headquarters. You'll
Mind yourself.
Hey there, how can I help? I thought I could smell meat on you. Thanks a lot. You really helped me out. Come back anytime. I thought I could smell meat on... You'd be lucky to call Adith Scoria a friend. He's as good as they make 'em around here. Not like the outsider scrum that's clogging our streets these days.
Hey! Careful out there.
I'm reluctant to ask who you are. You see, we've had many visitors lately, and every one of them has meant us harm. I am Thelgood Scoria, and this is my mine. It's been in our family for 2 generations, since the gnomes brought us down here to Apatir to build Edessa. We don't have much, but this mine is ours. I remember them from the booming days, when we all worked together to bring up the Terrenium. Now everyone but us has turned to the sword for work. This mine is ours, so long as the Terrenium remains. Those are the terms of the deed. He can talk to Motor's mining interests in Hollowlands if he wishes to dispute it. A den of thieves and corruption, that's what the village has become. Travellers to the east, mercenaries prowling the streets, starving men in the mines. It's a disaster. Whitestone is not worth your time, friend. It'll bleed the life right out of you. This mine is Scoria-owned and operated, and I'm not about to let some scraggly pit pony go out saying it. Besides, we've had to shut down operations on account of the beasties, not the ones outside. These are new. A few days ago in the stope, we struck something. What came out of that hole was nothing like I'd seen. Killed most of my men. Now we can't go down there, and neither can you. So turn around and start walking. So you do. And I know all too well that Scoria men only give away the rings for 2 reasons. As a sign of trust, or because they're dead. Go, get what you need. What's this? You're back? I'd always thought that once someone passed... Our site lies in the deepest reaches of the shaft. Avoid the stripped stopes. Best not to go there. They're dark, and... something lurks in the shadows. I'm impressed. No one else has returned since... well, let's just say you're the first back from the mines in a long time. I'm the elder foreman of Scoria Mine. I used to work the caves of Erethel, but my cousin Athad recruited me for Motus mining. Look how well that turned out.
I'm at your service, friend. Take a look at the merchandise and let me know what you think. Think. Come again.
You went to Scoria. I wasn't convinced anyone could survive the evils awakened there. But you've proved tougher than expected. Making the mine safe again is a task for another day. Right now, we have a more dangerous challenge before us. It's time to kill the mayor of Whitestone. It's the only way. Once he's gone, I can take his place and help save Apotir for its people, not for a man who wishes to be king. I imagine he sits on his makeshift throne in the mayor's cottage. Go. End his reign before it truly begins.
Be on your guard.
I know why you're here. You've come with but one intent. Please, don't take my head. I beg you. Of course, you have my word. My life is Whitestone's for as long as it takes. Just spare me. I would go to the cage gladly. Go away.
Keep your eyes open.
It is time for the healing to begin. Eswin's men are mine now, and I will use them to shape a new era, one of rebirth. Your sacrifice has been great, and I will reward you for it. Take this gold and this armor, owned by my family for many generations. Be on your guard. Apotyr is still a deadly place. Healing will take time, but time we have. I never wanted a conflict with anyone. My life has been about overcoming obstacles, not looking for them. Eswin came here on the hunt for trouble. Stacy, Motus Mining is interested in returning to Whitestone, but under our terms, not theirs. Thanks to the Tyrenium you brought back, we're in charge now. Farewell. Motus Mining is... Farewell.
They thought I was the liar, the one who plots. You are worse than any of us in Whitestone. Ha! Everyone in Whitestone believes me to be the snake. Yet it is he who has coiled himself into the seat of power. They have been warned. Coming to this backwoods village was the worst mistake I ever made. Want some free advice? Never place your faith in a mass of illiterate, isolated rag pickers. The fools of Apotyr will put an end to themselves far faster than anything could. Go away.